oh my God, some of these tutorials of these women, like you can watch them on TikTok, like they'll do half their face and you're just like, ooh. And the other half, you're like, oh my God, like what happened? Like they're like the side view and then like actually come back and you see like the full view of them and you're like, what the fuck? Like some of these makeup and the contours and everything, like how they do the cheekbones and stuff like that, you're
even
like.
the teeth and everything.
Everything, yeah.
You can't trust anybody anymore.
But here's the thing, like makeup really is like, it's meant to deceive men. It's like.
It is a deceiving thing. And that's like, for me, that's one of the reasons why I was kind of like, well, I want to be me.
And I'm glad you showed up this way too.
Yeah,
like you're just like, this is who I am, this is what I'm gonna show the show as, and so I love it.
In my mind, in my setting, I've always thought, well, everybody knows me because of my traumas.
Really?
And I always thought that was my label. And it goes back to kind of like what we were talking about before we started tonight. Is having that title. Oh, well, you have PTSD, or you have chronic pain, or you have fibromyalgia. There's nothing else we can look at. So I started thinking, I was like, well, people only know me because of my trauma.
So this guy meets you on a porn site, doesn't know anything about you, moves all the way to California for you. He comes out to California, he's like, hey babe, we're gonna do this thing together. Mm-hmm. We're gonna be famous, we're gonna be rock star duos, we're gonna be, stars. And you do this amazing performance, people are loving it, and he shuts the whole entire thing down.
Yeah. And then he says, well, I don't want to do let's get out of it. And I said, okay. And he goes, let's cancel all of our memberships.
But why did you agree to this? This is a complete stranger, in essence. Like, you don't really know this person other than your pen pal.
I was in love. It's
what?
Rude.
You're fucking dumb. What's wrong with you?
Introducing the ToplessTalk podcast, where we're diving deep into the world of sex and relationships. Join us as we explore the good, the bad, and the ugly, leaving no topic off limits. With your host, Ryan Nickel, we're on a mission to change 1 million lives through 1,000 episodes. In a world where vulnerability is power, we're not just talking about taking off layers, we're peeling back the layers of real experiences. Our guests, brave women who've walked through the fire, are bearing it all. Their struggles, triumphs, and everything in between. It's more than just stories. It's a roadmap for those who felt alone in their journeys. By sharing their transformation from the horrific to the heroic, these women become beacons of hope for others. Because in every tale of survival lies the potential for someone else's revival. So tune in, listen closely, and remember, ToplessTalk isn't just about shedding inhibitions. It's about finding connection in the rawness of human connection. Because when we share, we heal, we empower, and we transform. Welcome to a podcast where every story is a step towards 1 million changed lives.
All right, fantastic. Well, here we are in the new studio with the new mics, just trying to figure all this fun stuff out. And we have with us a beautiful guest. So, of course, it's Rich is in the house, co-hosting again.
Hello, hello.
And then we have Anastasia.
Hello.
Yes. So, please introduce yourself to us.
I don't know what to say. I'm Anastasia.
Anastasia.
I'm
What do you want them to know about you?
I'm weird. No, I'm joking.
All right, we love weird here.
Right.
This is fantastic.
I am who I am, so yes.
Yes.
So.
What's the weirdest thing that you would say is that you have that people probably don't know about you if they were to meet you? It's like, oh my God, I had no idea.
Gosh, Ryan, you're giving me the tough questions today.
All right, we'll back it up.
I'll start an easy one. Why'd you want to come here?
Yeah.
That makes it even harder, Rich. Be calm.
We'll get up for breakfast.
Yeah, why do you want to come show your tits to people that you don't know?
What did I have for breakfast?
We'll ignore that
Hawaiian
question.
bread. That's it.
Hawaiian bread?
Just the rolls. We did family reunion this week.
Yeah.
So we had we made pulled pork and pulled chicken. I almost brought you some chicken.
Oh, I would
big crock pots.
I would definitely eat that. So check this out. So I go down to LA for my daughter for we had daddy-daughter excursion last weekend for
That's right.
for her birthday, and so she has a favorite YouTuber that she's just like in love with this guy. Oh my God, like they're actually triplets. So so we went down there and she loves grilled cheese sandwiches, so we went to have grilled cheese sandwiches. And in this day and age, it's like you would expect Google to be updated. So anyway, this place has been out of business for like almost 2 years now. It was called the Melting Pot, not the Melting Pot, like it's called like Melt It. So we go there, they're not there, and it's this like it's called the Dog House, the original Dog House, like HOUS, for like German.
Interesting.
So anyway, or HAUS. So the reason why I bring this up is because we're like, well, we don't want to go anywhere. We don't have time. We're going to be late if we like try to like shop around for like grilled cheese sandwiches. So we just want to get a hamburger there. So I'm like, oh, I'll have this hamburger there. Not expecting it to be this monster hamburger. I'm like, yeah, $12 hamburger, LA, that sounds about right? So those Hawaiian rolls, they get 4 of them and they just cut them in half and they fry them both sides, and so they're buttered and stuff like that. That's the bun.
Nice.
So you have 4 of these rolls and then you have the burger on top, like the same size. The patty's the same size and they mash the patty the same. I'm like, oh my God, this is a huge ass hamburger.
You guys could have shared it.
Oh, we could have easily shared it. It was so big. But when you said Hawaiian rolls, I'm like, oh my, it reminds me of this hamburger we just had. Like, it was so big. And it was like, oh, it was actually a pretty good place though. Like, it was really good in Pasadena.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
I was born in Whittier, so.
All right.
Pasadena's just...
Well, we're SoCal people. I'm from Glendale. He's from...
I grew up in San Fernando Valley.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was there for a year.
Fantastic.
I'm like, I was there for a year.
Good place to be from.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, I was from there, but I was adopted, so I got myself up here. So.
Oh, there you go. You got
Maybe
yourself.
it's a fun fact right there.
Yeah, there you go. Fun fact. Here we go. So as you know, the show. So Anastasia has been on the show. This is her 3rd episode. 3rd time's a charm. This is the one actually going to get aired. Yeah, we did the first one out there when we were doing all of the construction.
That's true.
And then we did the second one, which was like a follow-up one. I think it was inside the office
that's
there.
Right. I totally forgot.
Yeah. None of them ever got aired. They were really good content.
Yeah.
Like the first one was like 4 hours long. I think we took like 2 pee breaks.
Yes.
It was like so long. Oh, and then you wrote the Sibian.
Yes.
Yeah. That actually got my...
But we meant to record that one, but we forgot to.
No, that one got recorded because that's what got my
right.
YouTube channel taken down.
You get distracted or what?
Did I get distracted?
Did you get distracted from the... Never mind.
Oh, no, the recording you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. It was
No,
like,
that was the second one. Now I think about it.
yeah.
The second one was
So
the
YouTube
first.
took me down because I did not know that you cannot post something like that, even though if it's published. They see everything behind the
I'm the reason.
behind the curtain. So they're like, this is a content violation, 100%. And I'm like, oh shit, because it was full on.
It was a great episode.
It was a great ride.
We got it on for what, 48 hours, 72 hours. We had it up. It was.
Yeah.
We had it up for a good amount of time. We got a bunch of views on it, and then.
Oh yeah, she was sharing it left and right, and so YouTube was like, what's going on over this video?
I was like,
All of a sudden, videos getting thousands and thousands of views per hour, and they're like,
Yeah, and so
Things down.
I
you
got.
couldn't make it that day.
yeah.
I don't know what happened, but it was one of those. It was like one of those moments where we were like, let's just do it, and we're like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah. So the Sibian actually rests at his home now.
Yes.
Yeah.
But does it get used?
Absolutely.
Oh my God, it does. Yeah, we never used it. You were the first to ever use it. You broke it in.
By more than 1 people.
Oh yeah,
I lost its virginity to me. Thank you.
You popped its cherry. So I have no use for it. My wife doesn't want to use it, and so
You don't want to use it?
I do not want to use it.
Are you sure, Ryan?
I have no
it
desire.
Would be fun.
You know,
I mean, we could have an episode having them try it.
I may like take it for a ride, but I would never like use an adapter. Like I was like, woo, the vibration of it. But that's probably about the extreme of what that would do for me. I'm not going to do anything else other than that.
Well, I always said if I had to write it again, there would be only one thing I would have changed.
What would you change?
I'd have
Oh.
because my butt was raw afterwards. You never thought about that.
See?
Yeah.
The things you learn.
There you go.
And
Has that
I
ever been
was
a,
talking to someone
You
else
can make
about
like a
it, and they're
tutorial
like,
guide.
Yeah.
You know, make sure you got a butt in.
Yeah, but it's like you never think that your butt would be raw by something like that, but the vibration of it, because again,
well, you were on it for like a half hour.
It was like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But remember, even on top of that, it was high speed the whole time.
I know, I
so
didn't-
even more.
I was like cranked it all the way up, variable, everything. Like the
I like kept going.
I don't think I've seen anyone ride it that long.
she rode for a while.
I did it right.
You're a champ over
And
there.
you all over this place, all over it. Yeah, it was a
Well,
mess.
good job.
Yeah, she lubed it up for you.
Oh, thanks.
Like I said, I truly broke it in. Its cherry got popped by me.
Good job.
It was tough.
I think actually this is before we did the floors. It was she literally was like there was like a drag mark which like across the floor.
You're like, quick, put the new floor over
She was
it.
literally riding this thing on the floor. Yeah.
Well,
Like I said, it was the intermittent
if
studio.
someone pops these floors out, 40 years from now, you're like, what's this?
Yeah. What happened here? Yeah.
No, I'm serious. There was no murder.
Well, how's that for an intro? This is a show about sex and relationships, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and we're talking about everything. So yeah.
When have we not talked about anything, right?
I know. So
We've had some interesting topics over the years.
We have. One of my favorite conversations that we've ever had, and I think you would really appreciate this story. So you used to be a cam model, correct?
Short period of time.
Yeah.
About 2 years.
2 years as a cam model. That's actually a lot of time.
See, I don't think it's that much time because it was just a bad time in my life.
So it's a bad time.
Bad time you decide to become a cam model?
Yeah, let's say this.
That's not like a good time.
Yeah, you're just like, you know,
How's that a bad
my
time?
life sucks. I'm gonna become a cam model. Like, how do you get to this point? Like, what happens? Like, you're like,
Well, you know the story, but Rach doesn't know
No,
the story, and most people
and
don't
the audience doesn't know the
audience
story.
knows.
No, yeah.
So
pretend like you don't even know us.
So I was actually taking a video of myself, and I was in another chat room. I want to say it was Ham or something like that, you know, where
Like
I was
X-Hamster?
talking to someone and everything, and they're like, "You should post it on this website." And I was like, "I don't know this website," and it's all about amateur. That's all it is, and it's just complete amateur. So I'm like, okay, so I'll post. It's a short video, a solo video.
So you're chatting with people, and they're getting thirsty. They want to see this video.
Oh, yeah,
So this is what's happening here. They're like,
Oh,
you should post it.
It sounds like a terrible day so far. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
Horrible day. All right.
All the attention from all these people. Yeah, I know.
So
yeah.
I'm in the RV.
fuck
I'm
my
living in the
life.
RV at the time.
Okay.
My daughter's 2.5 now. She's almost 18. So this tells you how long ago this was.
So this is like way like the pioneer days.
Of porn.
Yeah.
We're still using
Especially
videotape.
Right? Yeah. they're, Okay, are you ready to go?
Exactly. So I'm decided to do this quick video, just a toy me on an RV couch kind of thing to Nickelback, and I love Nickelback. So to me, it was just like
Oh God.
perfect song, something in your mouth, gotta have it.
Absolutely.
And I'm rocking to this.
We're not going to
song
play
with
that.
my
We're going to copyright
hips.
restrictions on this song.
Another reason this video doesn't make it online.
Right. Hips are rocking to the song, no big deal, whatever. You think, okay, can't be that bad and everything. It's going to be horrible. Nobody's going to pay attention to me. Plus, I posted 2 big selfie video, just pictures. So I have 2 pictures and a video.
Topless.
I was probably completely at this
Okay,
point.
yeah.
So, yeah, I was showing everything. I'm
Yeah.
a new mom, thinking, there's nobody's going to notice me. I'm me. Like, I'm this little, tiny little, I was tinier than I am now, so I was petite.
Lo
Yeah.
and behold,
And so I'm like, okay, nobody's going to notice me on this.
wrong.
I woke up the next morning, my video was top number 3
On this site.
on this site.
Damn.
And my pictures got into the top 10. One of them made it to the top 5.
How'd that make you feel?
Honestly, at the time, I was like, oh, shit.
Were you like, this is amazing? Or were you like,
It
were
was
you,
a shock.
were you kind of like
It was
scared?
like-
Like, oh, I'm
It
like,
was both. It was like, yeah, I do got the body. Finally, my ex, like at the time, now I can say ex-husband, at the time was my husband. I'm like, well, he thought I was ugly because he won't focus on me, but all these other people are focused on me. So it was kind of like that cool
yeah.
gratification.
Like affirmation
and then-
that,
and then
like-
affirmation. I am still good looking.
Yeah.
But then on the other side of it, it's like, oh, I'm famous and not
You're internet famous? Yeah.
famous. So I said, okay, whatever. And
And
after-
you're famous for something you can't like call him like, hey mom, guess what? I'm famous on the internet. Really? What? Babe? For what? Well,
We call them web celebrities.
what celebrities?
As Ryan has been open about it, but also Rich, because you don't know, but I was raised in a Baptist home. Like it was very Christian. It was very like set stone. So if I called my mom and said, "Hey, mom," it would be like, okay,
Disowned.
Yeah.
Even today, if my mom found out me even just being here, would be disowned.
Well, okay, we won't send her this episode then.
Censor it.
Sorry, mom.
No. So again, it's just like one of those moments where I'm just like, it can't be. Well, it started with like, okay, I'll post a little bit here and post a little here. Well, then I found out that they have a room that you
Ooh.
can chat in. And then it became 3-4 times a day I was in the chat room, and I wouldn't just chat. I masturbated, chat. So I became popular.
This is before you could get paid for it, unfortunately.
I never got paid.
Yeah, that's the
This is
downside.
pretty OnlyFans days.
Yeah, I know. Because they got paid. The website made a shit ton of money off of you.
Yeah.
All the
They
advertisement.
Because if you think about it, when you go in and join this site, you pretty much pay to see more than two chat boxes. You can see up to 5. You get unlimited access to all the videos. But as a free person, you get pictures. You might get to see a small clip of a 10-second of a.
Oh, so they would have to pay to see the rest of you.
Teasers.
Exactly.
Got it,
And
yeah.
then very much so if you and I became a lifetime membership. And I was one of the few people who got on there as lifetime for $99 for lifetime membership.
Damn.
I'm so mad at myself for cutting that one off of my life. But at the same time,
Wait, it's lifetime membership. What do you mean you cut it off?
I got my relationship with my husband now, and we met on that site actually.
So he was one of your fans?
I guess you could call it that.
Yeah, your followers,
Yeah, he was a follower because he watched me a lot of times, and I never saw his face.
Was he? He was local?
No, he was in Illinois.
So,
so this was, like I said, this room, like I got to meet a lot.
But now he's in California because he met you on a porn site.
Yep. And we're married. Been together for 12 and a half years.
I mean, that's
romantic.
Yeah,
it is a romantic.
There you go.
Romantic story.
So if
a good romance
if
story.
you're wondering, so for any lonely single woman out there that is like, hey, these dating sites don't work, you need to do porn and you'll find your true love, according to Anastasia here. So just bear it all and you'll find the right man.
But that was what made me different, though, is because, and I asked a lot of people, like, what makes me different? Because I don't call myself a porn star. I don't see myself.
I don't see you as a porn star either.
I don't have
You do have big boobs.
Well, star big.
You mean fake boobs?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
That's like porn star.
Yeah.
I don't have any plastic surgery. I don't wear makeup. This is me all the time.
That's not a bad thing.
No, this is authentic. This is real.
I mean, you see some people and then like, you see them before and after makeup, but they're like two totally different people.
Yeah.
Exactly, and that's why I said.
Oh my God, some of these tutorials of these women, like you can watch them on TikTok, like they'll do half their face and you're just like, ooh. And the other half you're like, oh my God, like what happened? Like they're like the side view and then like actually come back and you see like the full view of them and you're like, what the fuck? Like some of these makeup and the contours and everything, like how they do the cheekbones and stuff like that, you're
Even
like.
the teeth and everything.
Everything, yeah.
You can't trust anybody anymore.
Well, that's the thing, like.
And AI makes it worse.
Oh, it does with
Well,
those
yes.
filters. But here's the thing, like makeup really is like, it's meant to deceive men. It's like.
It is a deceiving thing. And that's like, for me, that's one reason why I was kind of like, well, I want to be me.
And I'm glad you showed up this way too.
Yeah,
like you're just like, this is who I am. This is what I'm going to show the show as, and so I love it.
I'm not going to change me for someone else.
No, literally, you took time out of the day to come to the studio so that you can go back home and be mom and wife and do all the house things that you're going to do. I mean, this is beautiful.
Well, that's the thing. But even then, the same thing. I had that soma of who I was. I was this person.
Yeah.
So I always asked. I was like, so why do you guys always gravitate to me? Because in the chat room, you can have up to 200 to 300 people in this chat room. People are chatting constantly.
Yeah.
And you can see on the side who's in the room, but there's eyes. So you know who's watching you.
Right.
And it gives you a number of how many people are in the room to how many people are watching you. So I could always watch that number and I'm just like.
Did you ever get intimidated by the volume of people that had eyes on you?
At first it was kind of like 2, 5, 10, 15, 20. And I realized more I had conversations with guys. I'm not a typical girl who just comes and goes.
Gotcha.
I'm a comer. Talk to you, talk to you some more. Like I don't want to say it's teasing because it's not really teasing.
No, you're coming full on, yeah.
Hey, I'm here for you more than just get you off and goodbye.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Hello, my name is Alice Lamana, and I was given an amazing booby reading from Ryan last week, and it was the most amazing thing I've actually ever experienced.
I have to be honest, I thought at first it was just kind of this scam that was unique that this guy was running to be able to just see lots of boobs on the internet. But it turned out to be actually pretty intuitive and accurate.
He was able to pick up on things that I've known about myself, but that I haven't voiced out loud to anybody.
He explained things that I didn't share with him, and the connections make sense to me. It helped me learn a little bit more about how my body stores energy that I'm experiencing.
I was shocked. Couldn't believe some of the things that he had said.
I would highly recommend Ryan.
Oh my gosh, I highly recommend it. Try it, see what happens, see what you find out about yourself.
I just had a boob reading with Ryan, and I want to highly recommend that you do also.
Now, back to our Topless Talk interview with Ryan Nickel.
So 2 questions for you. One, what is your most famous moment in that genre of your lifetime? Mm-hmm. And if it was so fulfilling or fun or exciting, why the switch?
Okay.
And you can answer those in any
so what
order you want.
set my career off, I guess you could call it that, was, and I think I've told you this story.
I think it's the one I'm thinking about.
Rich doesn't know the story. Everybody else doesn't know.
I'm learning everything right now.
I know, right?
You're like, this
If this is the story that I'm thinking about, this is a pretty damn impressive story that I wish I had video confirmation of, if it's the same story.
You do, I think.
Do I?
In the back corner room.
I feel like I'm missing out on something.
Well, go ahead and tell the story and I'll see if it's the same one.
So
Feel left
I
out.
found out early on in my marriage that I was a but I never really so I was like, okay. So I worked on it, but didn't really understand how to because I think we can all sit there and say, if you watch a video, it's fake. There's no way these girls can that far and that long and that much.
No, they do it. I can testify that from many in-person experiences.
That's right.
But most, if you've never been with a would you believe it's real?
And maybe the first time. Like
Initially, probably no, but I don't think guys are ever like taught to pay attention or how to.
True.
I think that's the big problem.
That is true, and that's where I'm at with it too. So I'm like, okay, I can squirt, but can I really squirt? So I learned how to squirt more and more, and I was just like, okay, well, I already left my ex-husband at this point. I'm on my own with a boyfriend, who I thought was a boyfriend, who I also met on this site.
damn,
And
this
I've
site's a
been-
lucky site.
Yeah, it's a busy site.
Yeah.
And he lived in Napa, and I was in our King bed, and I was up at the very front.
Wait. You're in an RV in a King bed?
No, this is two separate lives.
I'm like, what kind of RV is
It's a nice
this?
RV.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. She's like, well, the
Diesel pusher.
yeah, pays good. Oh, yeah.
So I'm in Napa, and his living with him and everything, and I'm in I pushed my laptop at the very back, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have fun with this.
So
And I
laptop to the
squirted.
edge of the bed.
Yeah.
You're all the way at the head of the bed.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
okay.
squirted a whole bed, and plus I knocked it into my laptop. I actually fried my laptop.
Good job.
Squirt.
So literally, she's doing her thing, and she's all the way across the bed, hits the camera,
And
full on,
hits everybody.
hits everyone in the face. Like people on the other side, like ah, you know, and the camera or the computer falls down and just destroys itself. That's the video that I was like, if you had evidence of that.
What happened to the video?
It was live. I never recorded it. I was in a live chat room when that happened. And there's people who I actually come back in my life now who remember that.
Like I remember this time.
Find out someone that was recording it.
I know, right?
No, I wish I recorded.
Someone that didn't admit it, but they were doing it.
Right.
I wish someone would have recorded it. If you did record it and you're watching this, please send it to me.
I mean, that would be like the most epic thing ever.
Absolutely.
But you know, again, it's like you think, oh, this can't be real. But when you're in this site, you know, and I even had the owner in the room kept hearing about my name because my name at the time was different than I went by originally. So they even were like, okay,
What was your name then?
keep coming for y'all. So keep coming for y'all.
Okay,
Fast way of saying it.
got it.
So chat was always blooming with me. Keeps in there, get in there, keeps in there. And then it turned into the forums because there's dialogue format there.
Yeah.
And everybody was talking to me that way. The owner got to know my name very fast. He even sent me a message a couple times because again, you can private message.
Was the owner American or was he Russian or like some other like?
I believe that I remember. I think he is American.
Okay.
He was American-based
Yeah.
accounts. Primarily, most of it is American.
Yeah.
And so again, I was just like, "Hey, you should come in and see me one time." He was like, "Yeah, I don't know, maybe." And I was like,
You know, he's like watching everybody. and
"Oh, he
everything.
watches
Yeah.
everybody. I know he does." And finally, he came in, and the next thing I know, it had a 250 people, and all 250 people were watching me. And after I got done, I just sat there. I was like that embarrassment mode, like, oh shit. And then at the same time, I was like, oh crap, I did that. Oh, I did that. Oh, did any of you guys see that? And they're all like, holy shit. And I'm like,
Yep, that happened.
that just
That's
happened?
crazy.
Like,
Were you?
Wow.
Is that the most you
So-
ever had? Was 250?
I think the room can only hold
250.
250
Gotcha, yeah.
people. So everybody.
So you had
in there
max
was
out.
watching.
So whoever. So basically, when you're on, if they don't get in, then they're out. The
Yeah.
room's full.
Definitely. And they
Interesting.
have up to mods, and the mods were all in there. Like, everybody was in there that day. And I was just like, holy crap, you know, like,
See, if that was OnlyFans back then, you'd be famous now.
Oh, I know.
oh, definitely.
You'd be retired.
Yeah.
Right? Like, looking back at it, I'm like, man, I should have done OnlyFans. But no such thing as
That wasn't a
OnlyFans.
thing then.
No,
Nobody
no.
talked about that at that time. Like, for me, looking at it, going, if I knew I could get paid for what I did, I would be rich. I probably would never have to work again. Because
right?
Just even that 2-year span, I was always on. And that's what made me different than the average person.
Well, and that's the thing with with OnlyFans or Chatterbait or Fansy and all these things. It's not about the content, because the content's free. They can get content anywhere. It's the connection and the consistency. So if you're consistently following up, or you're consistently there, and you're connecting with people, that's what they're craving. They're craving this intimacy with the person, because they can get content anywhere.
Yeah.
And so that they feel like they know you, your friendship, there's this intimate connection, like you recognize their ID, you're like, oh, hey, what's up? A space, whatever your name is, or.
Well, that was the thing, is
Yeah.
that even now, being on another platform as an admin / owner of rooms, I'm the first one's like, hey, and I'll say their name. I'm like, hey, Ryan, hey,
Yeah.
Rich. Like, as soon as you walk in the room, I'm the one who
Makes that personal
called
connection.
you.
And
Are you still doing that? Sorry.
On that site?
Yeah.
No,
No, more.
I haven't been on that site.
No, on the other one where you're good morning,
That.
everybody.
Oh, I'm always, yeah. You can always find me that way. Those are all, a lot of it's all local groups minus one group.
Are these groups, or are they just
regular kick.
Just kick? Okay, yeah.
So I guess you could call them groups.
Because you do share your content in those?
I
Or not anymore?
I do and I don't. Like, I do more live pictures. But again, it goes right back to the whole thing, the reason why I got out of it.
Yeah. Because I remember we were messaging before,
Yeah.
like almost every day, and there was always a new boob pic from you every single day.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh yeah, fantastic. And then I was like, do you do this every day? You're like, oh yeah, every day. Not just for me, but for everybody.
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
was the thing. It's like there's certain people.
Are you
who
still doing that to this? Because
I don't take as many pictures
Yeah.
as I used to. Like this last year, because of my health, I kind of not taking as many. Like I don't have as active. Plus, I lost my phone, had all my content.
Oh,
Yeah, that sucked.
Whoops.
I mean, I lost everything. My phone blew up in the middle of the night. It was
just it?
no.
Did you get a wet and just fried it?
No, it was actually one of those middle of the night things. I looked over and because I have T-Mobile.
It's on fire.
No, it was truly it was like bloop, 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 and I'm like, my phone's always on do not disturb. So for me to get a bloop, bloop was like waking up going, what the hell?
And you don't have like a backup to the cloud or anything like that? Google
I didn't think
Images?
to do that because I thought my phone would never blow up. I've had it for 8 years, so why would I?
SIM card wasn't savable, salvageable, or anything like that?
It saved phone numbers, everything. That's when I texted. I was like, I don't have your number anymore.
Oh, I remember this, yeah.
Yeah, that was that week.
Oh,
Everything was gone. Phone numbers, you name it.
What better place than to start than now, start fresh.
Yeah, but like now it's kind of like they're just, and then I realized
yeah.
not just boobs, but they're
boobs.
just my boobs. So
They were just none of these websites would exist. Everyone would be like,
Yeah.
But that's the thing and that's the one thing about that site made me go, wow, I'm not just a person, or I'm not just a girl with boobs. I'm more than that. And that's, I think,
It's the personality behind it.
it's the person behind it, like you said, but also goes back to like with your book, it's the healing of the traumas. I used to be, to my mind, in my setting, I've always thought, well, everybody knows me because of my traumas.
Really?
And I always thought that was my label. And it goes back to kind of like what we were talking about before we started tonight, is having that title. Oh, well, you have PTSD, or you have chronic pain, or you have fibromyalgia. There's nothing else we can look at. So I started thinking, I was like, well, people only know me because of my trauma. Only people see is my trauma. And I'm just like, wait, that's not
Is that how you
true.
saw yourself, though, too?
That's the only way I saw myself. So I thought
Yeah.
other people saw
So your
me that
projection
way
was,
too.
yeah, for sure.
So now it's like, oh, that's not really me. I'm more than that. But then it's like, am I? And then I feel like times where it's like, oh, I'm just a sex object.
I was just going to ask, where did the switch happen to I'm just Anastasia with PTSD and some autoimmune deficiencies, to / I'm actually a cam star, because it's an identity shift that you.
It actually was the opposite.
That you went through.
It went from camming to the medical.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's one reason I kind of got out of it, is because my health.
Because of medical? Do you think your health was affected by the psychological effect of just all this pressure to constantly be performing for others?
Yeah, but I also think too is like it goes back to what we've always talked about, the healing aspect of it. Your body holds trauma.
It sure does. Yeah.
And you don't think about those traumas are going to affect your everyday life.
So was the cam that window of time, was that window healing for you, or was it exacerbating an underlying problem that was maybe outside your awareness until it became to the surface?
I think both.
Yeah.
I think part of it was for me, and I speak for myself, my trauma, when I got diagnosed with PTSD was, right after my divorce and when my seizures started, and they kept saying, oh, it's stress related. And I'm just like, this can't be stress. I'm not under stress. Well, I was going through a divorce. I had a 2.5-year-old. I was moving out on my own, trying to live life, what it was like to start my late 20s into my 30s when I've been with someone, going from high school to dating someone to being in the army to being married.
No stress at all. And you
nothing.
And you were in the army for a while too, right?
Short period of time.
Yeah.
So that was another stressor. And that was the thing when the doctor said, oh, you have PTSD. I looked at him and I was like, I don't have trauma. He's like, Anna, yeah, you do. And then he started listing my traumas, and I'm just like,
You're right.
oh, I do have traumas. But then I was like, nah, they're not that stressful. And he's like, but your body is built up that immune all the way up until now, and your body doesn't know what to do.
That's the thing. You can trick yourself. You can trick your mind. The body, you can't trick. You can lie to yourself, but you can't lie to your body. Your body's going to continue to show you, hey, slow it down.
Well, that's
this is what's happening.
My body is now, I'm 42 now, and my body tells me, you've done too much. You need to stop. And I'm just like, but I'm only 42. I shouldn't
42
stop.
is so young.
Yeah, but that's exactly how I felt. Like, I was just like, I'm just so young. I can't be that. And now I'm like, I feel so old.
So what was the transition? You had all this fame on this website, and then you became like, what made you decide, like, I've had enough? Your health? Or was it something else that said, like, hey, this is not the lifestyle for me?
My husband.
Your husband. But you weren't married at the time.
No. So he moved out here. We were going to do it together. We were going to be a couple on.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And we took a bunch of pictures, a bunch of videos. It got posted. We got popular because, again, everybody wanted to be with me. So it was like, oh, she's finally with someone. She's actually with a guy, not a toy. Wow, this is going to be and he became famous, and it was up. I got over 500 comments, a bunch of things. I was just like, sweet. And I went to look, and they were all gone. And I'm like,
What happened?
He deleted them.
He did?
Yeah. And I went to him, and I was like, why did you delete these? He's like, I realize I'm really jealous. I don't like seeing you with other people.
But he was with you?
Yeah. And so he was like, I can't share you with other people. And I was like, oh, okay.
And you're married?
No, we were just so he moved out here in December or January.
Okay.
We made official in December. We were going to start seeing each other. He came out in January. He got his job in January. And then I want to say it was like February, March. when we took those pictures.
So this guy meets you on a site. Mm-hmm. Doesn't know anything about you, moves all the way to California for you.
Well, we've known each other for 2 years at this point. We were friends.
So you're online pen pals.
In a sense, yeah.
Okay. He comes up to California. He's like, hey, babe, we're going to do this thing together. Mm-hmm. We're going to be famous. We're going to be rock star duos. We're going to be, porn stars. And you do this amazing performance. People are loving it. And he shuts the whole entire thing down.
Yeah. And then he says, look, I decided I don't want to do porn. Let's get out of it. And I said, okay. And he goes, let's cancel all of our memberships.
But why did you agree to this? This is a complete stranger, in essence. Like, you don't really know this person other than your pen pal.
I was in love.
You were...
Yeah, love makes you do a lot of crazy things.
Wait. Say that again?
I was in love. I thought...
You were in love? Are you still not?
I'm still in love.
Okay.
But I was just like, I was in love in that mindset of like, I wanted to please my partner. Mm-hmm. I wanted to make sure my partner knew that he had 100% me.
Got it.
And it's hard,
And now?
I'm still in love with him. I'm not going to sit there and say I'm not in love with him. I am in love with my husband. I love being with my husband. Oh. But our connection is different than it was then. And that's in 12 and a half years. And I think everybody can relate to this.
Yeah,
your relationship gets stronger over the years when it comes to sex or not.
Yeah, things change.
It fizzes or it stays strong or it overly... People look for other things, and that's why people are like, well, that's why you go become a swinger, because you're looking it for somewhere else, because you didn't get it from your wife. I'm like,
that's not what that's about.
No.
It's supposed to be people that are becoming swingers. I think it's going to save their relationships. The ones
They ruin it for everybody else.
They ruin it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's supposed to be experiences you share together, and you're learning new things together. It's not. It's an addition to your relationship, not a substitution
or replacement. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the mistake that a lot of people in the lifestyle as a whole, not just swingers.
Oh, absolutely.
Polyamorous, we are all
100%.
like into it.
Yeah.
And as someone who
even the
claims
other
as
extreme,
poly,
like the celibates.
yeah, like even for myself, I claim myself as into a poly relationship. And I've been with couples in poly, but I've also been the single person in the poly. I've also dated a guy who was married. Him and his wife played together, but they also played separate.
But I thought your husband was jealous. He shut you down on the porn site, but you're able to be poly?
Now.
Okay.
But he's very vanilla, and he's in his own world, and I'm in my own world.
But he gave you the freedom to do that, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And that's the difference of it, too, is I know for myself, I can only be who I am.
Yeah. Would he allow you to go back on cam then, if you wanted to?
I think he would have a very hard time with that.
Really? What's the difference between you being shared with a couple or having a polyamorous relationship and then being on a cam where these are virtual people who will never ever get to know you? Or unless his fear is that, hey, I met you on a porn site.
Someone else could too.
Someone else could as well.
I think that's the biggest.
Is that the big fear?
I think that is.
Got
Without
it.
him saying it, I think that is his biggest fear, is knowing.
If I got you this way, then someone else could possibly get you that way.
Yeah, it's reasonable.
Yeah, I can
And that's
understand that
very
for sure.
reasonable.
Yeah.
I can't fault him for that. I can fault myself for going, okay, I should have thought this through, you know.
I mean, there's a lot of shouldas. We all, we should on ourselves all the time, but we don't have to. It's like it's done. You made a decision in the past, and you made a decision that was best for you in that moment.
Oh yeah.
And you did it out of love, and I mean that's very admirable. Some people will say like, kudos to you.
Looking back at it, like even like telling family, and they're like, "Oh, how did you guys meet online?"
Oh, God.
And we just leave it at that, and it's like that simple. Like we
Met online.
both look at each other.
On a
like,
website.
we're like,
which one?
"What do we say? Online?"
That's worse. My wife now, we joke about how she met me on Craigslist.
Oh,
but it wasn't on the personal section. She ended up actually renting a spot for me.
Are you sure about that, Rich?
Absolutely. But it's a fun story. People are like, where'd you meet? Craigslist. And I was like, that's not really what happened. But it makes people converse, and it's fun.
Yeah. I met mine on Hinge. Dating site.
But I don't think people go out and socialize to go meet people anymore.
No,
like everything is
Yeah.
online. People have almost like forgot how to have personal interactions with people.
It's true.
But that's exactly it. That's why I'm laughing, because again, so him and I, again, we've talked for 2 years prior to us getting together.
Yeah.
He was going through a divorce. I've been divorced. So for me, I was like, I've been divorced for 2 years. Like, I know what it's like to go through a divorce. If you need a friend, I'm here. It's me. And then I go down, drop my daughter on a train down to Paso Robles for my mom to take her to Disneyland. And on my train back, I had to sit and wait in a sense. And my sister's like, well, I'll meet you. We'll do lunch and everything. So her and her friend Megan come to me. And my sister goes, so mom tells me you're dating this guy, from Illinois. And I said, yeah, he's coming out here. She's like, that's awesome. So how did you guys meet?
Dating?
Yeah. And I said, oh, I met him online. And she's like, oh my gosh, she's recently divorced. She's been divorced at that point.
What website? I need to find someone myself.
And that was exactly
You're like, I
what
forgot.
it was. And she goes, well, it's funny that you say that, because I was just about to finish my 30-day membership or whatever it was on eHarmony or whatever. But this guy sent me a message. His name is Jacob. He's a chef and all these things. And I'm just like, oh, cool. She's like, and I have our first date soon. Well, now here they are. They're married with 2 kids and their relationship and all this. And so we always joke. We're like, hey, James, if they say eHarmony, we're just going to go, me too. And we're like, that's our cover. We met online on a dating
Then you
website.
say online, and be like, which one? I was like, I don't remember. I was on a few back then.
That was the thing. And now it's so common. If you ask anybody,
They're not going to pray beyond that.
Nobody's going to ask past that online. But then, 12 and a half years ago, online.
Which one? Yeah.
What site?
Well, because it was very taboo back then. It was like online, and everyone just kind of assumed that everyone thought
Well, that's
was
how I met
just
my second wife.
grimy and weird.
Well, yeah. So when I first met her, I was meeting her friends and family, and she says, do not tell anyone that we met online. Exactly. This was now it's like 17 years ago. Yeah, she didn't want anyone to know, where we met. And I was like, oh, Okay.
And you don't think about that now, but then it was just like, it was a taboo.
Yeah, that was
like,
very accepted. But back then, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, no, it's not at all.
So it's kind of funny in my mind. I'm just like, oh, online. And most people are like, oh, okay. And then there's like few close people who I will be like, it was really a poor guy, you know? And they're like, what? And I'm like, I met him on a porn site. And they're like, what? I'm like, I met him on a porn site. And they're like, what?
I was a porn star. Well, when you open that door, they're going to like, really?
Well, the questions are going to.
Let me see the content. Let me see your videos.
It depends on the person. Though.
Yeah.
Most
and you don't have
yes.
any of that. Of course, every guy's going to like, oh, you really? What did you look like back then? Let me see this.
Only the cool girls want to see it.
Oh, the cool girls, yeah. So my question is, with your current husband now, obviously you were famous. You had a lot of admirers, a lot of people that were talking to you. Of course he knew that, and he was jealous. We knew this. But my question is, why did you choose this guy over all the other guys that you were talking to? Because you weren't only talking to him. You were talking to a few.
Honestly, I don't know why I picked him. Like, at first it was kind of like, oh, I'll pick him, we'll talk. And we went from that to Yahoo Messenger. Yeah, I'm so confused now. Oh, wow.
Off of AOL chat.
Skype shut down yesterday. Did you see that?
Yes.
Yeah, Skype is no longer a thing.
What?
Yeah, Microsoft said it's dead, so they closed it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know that. See, we're dating old age stuff.
We really are, yeah.
We're making our age.
Because I used to Skype all the time with my girlfriend, or who was my kid's mom. When we were dating, she was in Sacramento and I was up in Idaho. We would Skype.
My daughter, when we were, my ex-husband and I were first divorced, because I wanted to keep that connection with her so she could still visually see me.
Right.
At 2.5, 3, and 4 years old, I was like, I don't want my daughter to forget me. So I was like, let's Skype. And it lasted 5 minutes, but again, that's
with little kids' attention
span. Start reminiscing about old technology here soon.
Yeah, I know.
I know. I'm still like, I couldn't go.
Remember your flip phone?
I remember MySpace. So anyway, this guy,
So we went to Yahoo Messenger and we talked that way.
But he wasn't the only one you went to Messenger, right?
Few, like I had like 5 or 6 people. Like I didn't. Like, I'm still that way. Like if you have my phone number, you are very personal to me. If you have my Facebook or you have my Instagram, you are even at a personal level. Like I don't add anybody. Because I know what it's like to have everybody knows everything.
So I have her cell phone. I have her Messenger. We set up this entire thing through Snapchat.
Today's with Snapchat.
Yeah, it was all through Snapchat. I had to keep going back to Snapchat. I'm like, oh, shit, I forgot. I got to tell her like she's coming at this time. Give her the address and all that stuff because I don't have all my notifications. I don't have any notifications, whether it's text message, phone calls, nothing. I have no notifications ever turned on.
Well, I can't get a hold of you.
That's it is exactly right.
That's right. Well, I sent you the message last night, and you didn't respond to me until like 3 o'clock this morning.
I couldn't sleep, and so I woke up and went for a walk this morning, and then I saw it. I'm like,
That's why I was like, oh, he must not be able to.
I'm like, yes, we're still on.
Well, I was like, I just wanted to make sure because I was like, I gotta get the truck.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out what part of the inner circle I'm at if I have your Snap versus all these other people.
No, that's the same thing. Is like with my Snap, there's like again, it's.
You would talk to him on Yahoo Chat if you had the opportunity.
So I guess we're getting married.
Well, she's polyamorous.
Sorry, Sarah. He's mine.
You can have a bunch of them.
That's right. Yes.
I have him on all socials. Wait, do we have each other on Instagram?
No.
I don't think so.
No, we're not on Instagram. But you should join Instagram because this is where this is going to live. Like when I post a video for Topless Talk.
Where I live.
Yeah.
Or X one of the two.
Yeah. Well, it depends on how risque this gets. Yeah. How X-rated.
But no, again, it's the same thing. It's like I don't add anybody.
Just don't swear on that. You're going to fry the whole entire motherboard here.
Please.
So in your list, like you've had all these experiences, or something like you've seen or you heard of, you like, I want to try that.
It's just weird. It's like I've always been open to try things. Like I'm always like, let's try it at least once. If I try it once, I can at least say yes, that's for me. Or
right.
Well, what is something you tried and you're like, never again?
Besides the Sibian without a plug.
True.
I'm not an angry person. Like I've done it a few times, and I'm still like, I don't like anal.
That's fine.
I would say that's like the biggest one, but one of the my hard no's for me, and I think a lot of people love this, but degrading. I can't get into degrading. I think it's
what?
Rude. Degrading.
Dumb. What's wrong with you?
You know what you asked? You.
All right, let's have a fight. I'll hold the scorecards.
I'm just kidding.
Ryan.
I know you set yourself up for that one, but yeah.
As we talk about in my house, read through the lines.
Good, you can bring it back, so that's good.
You know me.
I do.
We've been friends for how long now?
Yeah. No, I get it. I think a lot of women, especially women that have had abusive relationships in the past, that's a very hard no.
Well, it's not just the degrading, the age play, all that. I'm just the incest, like
yeah,
that's my
age play for me
stepson.
is a hard no. I try to date this girl or play with this girl or hang out with this girl, and even the word play, when you're talking about like someone who wants to play in like the lifestyle, when they say, oh, I'm
a little, or I'm a middle,
she's like, I'm a little, I'm a 2-year-old, I need you to change my diper, and I need you to feed me a bottle, and I'm like, what the no. She's like, Daddy, it turns me on though. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. As a father who has 5 kids, like, and like at this time, my youngest was like 3. I'm like, there's no way I'm doing that for you.
But like, and again, for me, and I speak for myself, and I'm not dissing anybody who loves
I just don't have that issue.
Everyone has their own things and what they enjoy, and I mean, it might be not your jam and someone else's jam, and what your jam may not be someone else's jam.
Exactly.
You told someone, "Hey, I'm gonna ride a sibber for 45 minutes," or like, "Oh, I would never do that." Everyone's got their thing.
Yeah.
And exactly, and that's where I'm at. Just like
And the best people don't kink shame. It's just like, yeah,
right,
heard that, not for me. Cool. Next, but it's not like, oh my God, I can't be your friend. Oh my God, what's wrong with you? Oh my God,
People that kink shame, they're like, there's some unresolved trauma right there.
But that's exactly it. It's not a kink shame. It's just truly this isn't a me thing. I'm sorry.
No, it doesn't make you feel good. You're like, I don't want to do it. For sure. Bottom line.
Because I don't get off by it. It's the same thing. It's just like when someone says, like, 2 gay guys who say, hey, let's have sex and let's have a female watch us. I'm like, I don't mind watching to a point, but then there's a point where I'm just like, okay, I can't.
Not my jam.
What does it do for you? It doesn't do anything for you.
It makes me go,
So this happened to me today. So I had
2 guys?
No, 2 women actually, 2 lesbians. They're heavier girls, and they're up in Chico. They're like, hey, we're looking for a dominant man to really take advantage of us. We're really into kink. I'm into ball play. She's into being really submissive. Like we're talking hair or like hair pulled, spanking, real degrading things. She's like, and I love cream pies. She's like, I really want to be cream pie. And they're like, are you okay with all of this stuff? This is what we want to do. And oh, by the way, we're really big women. And I'm like, well, I really don't mind.
You're like, how big?
Well, they're not small, but they're not large. They're for their body and their frame. They're actually they carry their weight really well.
Right.
But they are bigger. They're bigger women.
All right.
But anyway, well, 1, my relationship's not open right now, and 2, I don't pie at all. And I'm like, no, I'm not fixed. I don't want any more kids. I have 5 as it is, and they're both young. They're 23 and 24.
oh wow.
Yeah, they're couple, and they want to explore what it's like to be with a dominant man because neither have been with a man before. But they want to experience like a rough dominant man. And I'm like, okay, I can help you with that aspect of it if I was open. But anyway, thanks for reaching out to me. I can't do the pie and pressure. That's a hard no for you. Whatever. She's like, oh, it is. But here I'm thinking, I'm like, wait a minute. You told me you've never been with a man before, but you love cream pies. So this isn't adding up. And I'm like, this almost sounds like it's a block.
It could be they watch videos.
It could be whatever, yeah.
They've seen experiences. They're like, oh, I'd really love to do that. I mean, it could be. It
could be that too.
Could be an explanation to it.
Well, I mean, I respectfully bowed out. I'm like, you know what, this is not what I'm not available for that at all. And then, but I was just like, well, like, yeah, there are people that are out there that are looking for all kinds of stuff,
It's amazing though. There's more and more of that where I just, again, kick. I was talking to a guy in one of my groups and he was like, yeah, I'm coming up and I actually have 2 lesbian couples that actually asked him to breed, and he actually got them pregnant, and his wife is okay with it. And I'm just like,
oh,
wow, okay.
That one almost ended my marriage.
But that's.
Did you have a similar? I mean, I don't know if you want to share, but I mean, you had a similar request.
I did. So there's.
This is new news for me, Ryan. I'm like,
Yeah,
you just brought up some interesting information.
So I went on a date with a woman, and I've had a crush on her for a very, very long time. And
Ryan, just say it's me. It's okay. No,
yeah, it's
it's a joke, Sarah.
Ever since I saw you on that website, I just couldn't, I'm trying to get you on a
all those Yahoo chats. You were hooked.
Yahoo Messenger, but you keep on denying my request. So yeah. So I went on a date with her. She's a beautiful woman. She's engaged to another female who identifies as a man. So he them, and she wants to have a baby, and her partner has a brother, and I'm like, so I was like, oh, so how are you gonna do this? I'm like, would you just like have sex sex with her brother? Would you actually have sex, or would you like do insemination and all this stuff? And she's like, I don't know, I haven't thought about it yet. And so then we were doing ayahuasca here at the church, and I'm in the middle of this ayahuasca ceremony, and like she pops in my mind, and it was like, you should probably breed her. You already have kids, you have beautiful children. She should be open to it. You can breed her. And so I go home and I tell Sarah, I'm like, hey babe, guess what? She's like, fuck you and fuck your drugs, your drug-induced ideas, and all of this bullshit. No fucking way. In fact, no more dates with that woman ever again. I want you to cut that shit off right now today. And
That's huge for Sarah to speak up like that for you.
So that was a no.
That was a hard no. No, she speaks her mind all the time.
Oh, I know, but I
She's
mean,
a New
like, for
Yorker.
her to, like, tell you in that kind of anger tone.
Would you be worried about, even if they said okay, that like you do it and then like years down the road that thing doesn't work out and they're like, you're the dad, pay child support? Like, does it ever?
You have to put it in a legal
Well, no, I
document.
did think about that. So what I would do is like, hey, I would not be like the secret uncle like coming over for like birthday parties or anything like, hey, your uncle Ryan's here, you know? Like I would be like,
you look like him.
Yeah, I would have like no attachment, but I would be like I would expect him to raise the child. Like I'm not like totally detached from it. Like I have no support of that child.
Well, I would have to be in a contract. I have to be legal and all that.
It would have to be, yeah, for sure.
Like, that's how I feel. Like if I could ever
do that.
I thought about it. Like I was really
knowing that there's like a kid that I made that I intentionally don't want to know anything about.
I know. I was really cross. I love my kids. Like I just got back. Like I told you, I took my daughter down just to see her favorite triplets on YouTube. You know, and there's like this comedy show and stuff like that. So like I'm really invested in my children's life. It would be hard because I don't think I could actually really do it. But it was interesting that was like came to me in my drug-induced coma, you know.
But that's the thing is there's some hard no's for a lot of people, and some people are like, well, no, that's easy to do. Like for me, I'm like,
yeah.
It goes back to like that whole thing with age play and all that, and say, oh,
well,
you're my stepson, and I'm gonna like sleep with. I'm sorry, but that even if it's role play to me, it goes back to like picking an age group. Like for me, I don't play with anybody younger than 30. My daughter will be 18 in December. If an 18-year-old, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25-year-old comes up to me and goes, hey, mama, I'm like, you date my kid.
Is there
you
any
could be my kid.
Is there any role play you like? Have you ever thought like, you know, dress up at, you know, Dungeons and Dragons?
Nah, she's a tamed housewife, man. She has to get home and do the dinner here in a couple of minutes, man.
And to answer your question, no, because that would bring me back to my ex-husband, so no.
Okay. Fair enough.
But that's a trauma thing.
Yeah. Well,
and there's nothing wrong with that.
No, it's, yeah.
I think the only role play that I could do and get into is knowing like, hey, you know, your wife is watching us, you know, that kind of thing.
Like a stranger kind of thing.
I love being watched, obviously, because the voyeurism comes into me.
Do you make your own porn with your husband now?
No.
That's how your relationship started. You don't do that now.
We don't have sex.
When was the last time you guys had sex?
Almost 6 years ago.
Really?
It's been a while.
What does he do for his sexual expression? You don't know? He doesn't talk about it?
Doesn't. He zip ties it. I think that's where a lot of it, that's where we're very different.
He zip ties it? Like, is it like a nature?
I don't know. Like, it's one of those subjects, it's like with the word sex with him and me anymore, it turns into a fight. So it's easier just to keep it quiet. I always call it, it's like Fight Club. I think you and I talked about that. It's the Fight Club mentality. It's just like, I'd rather just...
What's that one rule? We don't talk about
it. We don't. And it's sad because we should talk about it, but we have...
Do you want to have sex with him again?
If it ever came up and he approached me with it, I would definitely be down.
But you would never approach him?
No. Because I already know his answer.
He would say no. He would shut you down.
Oh yeah, he shut me down multiple times.
Does he have ED?
Does
he have erectile dysfunction?
I want to say he does, but he says he doesn't.
Yeah.
But again, it's like one of those subjects. Like I kind of like even brought it up to him. Like you should be talking to the doctor about it. You should say this, or you should.
Let me ask you. If you don't want to answer, then this could be edited. But does it bother you?
No.
Okay.
I just want. Again, this comes from a female to two guys with this. If that's the reason, go get help. It's okay. The stigma is not
No, not the ED part, but the
expression, the affection. Like he can go down on you. He isn't that. You don't need your dick for that.
No, and that's the thing is because the last time we talked about it, it was more of when I asked for more. I was like, can I get a girlfriend? Can I get a boyfriend? Can I get both? Because it was like, why can't you have toys? I'm like,
oh, f that.
I don't want toys. I want I want the connection.
Yeah, you need a warm
So it become
body.
frustrating, like if you're, let's say you're feeling really good one day and you're like in the mood and it's just not available?
Nope.
Okay.
I go for it somewhere else. Because that was the thing, is like when you do realize if you go for someone else, we will never happen again. And so in the back of my mind, I'm like, we haven't in almost a year and a half.
So is
Why
that,
wait?
so does he know about your other extracurricular activities, and that's why he's not having sex with you?
We've talked about it, but that's where it ended. I won't bring it up again. And it was more
And
of
he's
like,
afraid to.
I don't feel like, it's none of his business anymore.
So like if you're going out with...
Well, you are married, though, so it is kind of his business.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
There's been a lot of trauma in my marriage, in my experience, and in my husband's passing. I was seeking healing in whatever capacity I was able to encounter it. I came across Ryan, and we decided to go forward and planned for a session. Then we met at the counselor for Ed's office for a counseling for a session, which began with counseling. And the counseling component itself was pretty impressive. It was very thorough with seeing me, and really, I felt very seen in my whole experience. So he could see what direction I was ready to move in and from what perspective I was coming from. It felt like a very unexpected healing experience that I embraced. It came to me, and it was an opportunity for me to exercise my adult consent in a safe place. I feel grounded in my healing journey, and I look forward to continuing that journey and of healing and growth. I have a lot of gratitude for Ryan and the work that he's done for me.
Now, back to our Topless Talk interview with Ryan Nickel.
Like if you're going out for the night with
Yeah.
for an extracurricular activity, a couple, or another person, whatever, I mean, you just say, I'm going out.
I say I'm going to meet with a friend for coffee or something.
Okay.
I don't bring it up.
You're not going to rub it in his face.
I don't.
I'm going to go fuck guy.
Exactly.
Well, no, I didn't know if it was,
handle
I didn't know-
exactly it.
Was it just like an honest, just like, yeah, I'm going to go meet this couple, I'll be back at
Midnight.
whenever.
Yeah.
No, I usually, if I am going to do anything, it's always when he's at work. So it's never in his time.
Like a podcast.
Yeah. So he doesn't know about this.
I'm at coffee with a friend.
Yeah, we're going to get some coffee.
Yeah, we want something to link.
Ryan, you forgot my coffee. You brought me water, but you didn't.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Coffee machine broke. Yeah.
You have to come back again.
That's
Fourth
right.
episode.
Yeah, we'll do another one.
Right?
So, what happens when he retires? Then what are you gonna do?
Probably going to dorm again.
Oh.
Boys again. I don't
No, for reals though. I mean,
I really don't know. I haven't thought about that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's down the road. Plus, I don't know how my health will be at that time.
okay. So yeah, there's a lot of variables that are.
There is a lot of variables, and I think that's the part that people don't talk about. Is life happens. It's okay if you don't have sex every day with your spouse.
Of course it is.
I thought you're supposed to have sex
Even though I had
with your
twice
spouse.
last night with.
Well, no one really tells you
Okay, Ryan, rub it in my face. Why don't
But think about it, when you grow up, no one tells you like what to expect, or it's okay to be different, or all like most of us. I mean, our sex ed was like in 5th grade, and they separated the boys and the girls, and they're like, you have a penis, you have a vagina. It's okay if it gets hard. Like there was never any like relationship or these things are okay and it's okay to be different. It's okay if you like a girl. It's okay if you like a guy. It's okay if you like both. Like no one ever tells you that.
No.
So you kind of like stumble into the world. It'd be like the equivalent of no one teaching you how to drive. And they're just like, here's the keys, there's a car, there's a road, figure it out.
And that's exactly how we were raised.
And everyone's crashing into fire hydrants and, so I think that's a hard problem.
Mom and
I think
dad are like, I'm not looking, but I am, but I'm not,
Yeah, it's great that you have, shows like this, and there's people that, in other shows where people can like openly talk about it and like triggers your mind to think about things and be like, oh, that's okay, or I didn't think about that.
Well, that's the thing too, is she's very open about it too. I hope you feel like we're not beating you up at all, because we're not. Like this is like, you're a very open, raw person, and there are individuals that are watching this like, shit, like she's real. Like this is life. This is what happens,
Like, have you ever watched any of the shows or videos?
Life after 40. No.
that are that are European based? It's a totally different, open experience. It's very, and you would think America is like, America, we can do whatever we want.
We're the land of the free.
Land of the free, you can do whatever, but it's like very, for the most part, kind of closed up.
We are very close up. And I'll say, even with my ex-husband, I got so upset with you and I talked about this. When our daughter was really young, he would walk around the house naked. And even after we were divorced, he would sleep naked. and she would still be in his bed. I'm like, no, you can't do that. And everybody's like, why? And I know you and I have talked, it's like, when I'm in my house, we walk around. I'm just like, why? But again, that is my faith brain goes, why would you do that? You don't do that in front of your children. You just don't do that. But on the sexual side of it, I'm like, what's the big deal? My daughter's seen me and I've seen her. Yeah. I mean, there's times where I'm like, Mariah, come into the bathroom with me because I need to talk to you. And I'm in there washing my hair, and the shower curtain's like this. She's like, hi, Mom. And she's 17 years old and she sees me now.
Yeah,
she knows that I shave in certain areas, and she's just like, I want to shave too. And I'm just like, it brings up those subjects. And I think it was
you shave your pussy.
Yes.
Okay.
I think after.
Do you call it your pussy, or what do you call it? I'm curious. Everyone has a different name for it.
You always ask me that question. I always tell you, like, I don't know. I was supposed to have a name for it.
Yeah. Well, so I had a lady in her comment, "It's such a vulgar word. Don't use that." And I'm like, whatever. You know.
It's a pussy. It's a vagina. It's a woman place. It's just like your dick.
Girly bits.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, as I always taught my daughter, when you're around in a public setting or you're at a doctor's office, please use medical terms. But that's my background.
Right. Yeah.
I want her to be medical. But on the other side of it, I'm like, if you say pussy, say pussy. So if you say dick, say dick. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
So that word is like, again, it goes back to how you were raised.
You know, it's interesting. So talk about being raised this way. So I recently matched with a woman. She's looking, her and her husband are looking for a third. And she's like, hey, you know, what's going on, you know? And we were talking about raising our children. And she hadn't heard about Laguna del Sol. Are you familiar with that?
I've heard of it.
So yeah,
I've always wanted to go. But again, it's kind of hard to go when you're the only one who goes and explain why I'm going.
Well, I think you're
going as a single female, you'd be fine.
You'd be amazed, yeah.
Oh, I know I would be.
It's not like you're going to be like, you know.
No, I'm just saying, how do I leave my home?
You just tell them you're going to go on vacation with a girlfriend.
But again, finding that girlfriend to go with is kind of like.
So
you can meet them there. Like we've been there on several occasions.
It's a fun place,
and it's
so fun.
We were apprehensive going because we were just like, I don't know what to expect and all this other stuff. And once you got there, you got over the initial jitters. It's like they're just normal people. They're just normal. They're just naked. I mean, like, but it's, and they're very good about like having people there that are respectful and like there's no one's like reaching
creepiness.
That's you get the boot.
It's a family, or this is what I was telling her. It's a family establishment, so they have certain designations that allow for children to be there as well, because it's a family organization. So it's not about sex or anything like that. It's like this is expression of your body. It's just a natural expression. So this woman, she was like, so she had never heard about it before. She's like, do children go there? I'm like, yeah. She's like, do you walk around in front of your children? I was like, sometimes I do. Yeah, I don't live with my children. I have them on the weekends, but they see me walk around all the time. And my wife and I were new. And that's where we got into the conversation. Like we go to the river, we get naked, we lay out in our backyard, we go to Laguna. And she's like, oh, she's like, this is really cool. She's like, my husband and I always are walking around naked in front of our kids. She's like, I have two boys, a 16-year-old and a 17-year-old. And I was like, oh, okay. And she's like, yeah, and they're always naked in our house too. I'm like, well, they'd fit in just fine. They may not have any friends there because, it depends on what time you go. If you have like other like teenagers there and whatnot. She's like, oh, I think we're going to check it out. Totally cool. And I'm like, yeah, this is perfect for you. Like, this is a great experience for people that are like raising their children to be not necessarily per se, but to be comfortable in their skin. And then I had this thought. So for me, like I used to be heavy into porn. Like porn was like my addiction. Like I would go to it when my wife wouldn't have sex with me or my other wives and stuff like that. My current wife now, I don't have that problem. I don't have a problem either. But the reason I got out of that was because I went to the river, got naked, and met a bunch of people and had conversations with them, and I wasn't aroused and turned on. So I'm all of a sudden like, whoa, like there's something about being around people and not having to be a sexual stimulation.
And
that's healing.
That's the hardest part is people automatically think when you're naked, you're going to have that aroused. And it's not always the case. And I know it's like even raising a teenage daughter and having those conversations with her. And I mean, I know when we did, I think it was the first podcast we did, we talked about her with and everything. Well, guess what? I went and got her a.
There you go.
And that was a big.
What better relationship than for you to teach your daughter how to do something that is so well? One, you're a pro at apparently. You're like, here's my show.
Yeah, right. But again, it's hard talking to your children about it doesn't have to be sexualized, and that honestly, I think for me, and I'm speaking for myself. having conversations with you, Ryan, and no offense, Rich, you've been out of the question on this one, but like I said, we've been friends, 5-6 years now?
At least, yeah.
And every time we walk away talking, I always go home and I'm like, Ryan, guess what? I met up with Ryan today, and she's like, what did you guys talk about this time? And I can openly tell her before it was kind of like, oh, we talked about this. We talked about this.
Right?
We talked about this. And then it'll be this, and this. But I would censor it. Now it's like, oh, we talked about this. And oh, yeah, we did this and this. And she knew I was writing this in that day. And she was like, how was it? And I was
my God.
But that's where I was able to finally
That's beautiful.
feel that I could have a conversation with my child without it being simple. And to me, that was a twist of how I was raised.
Yeah.
I was raised by a woman and my sister, and that was it. There was no men in the beginning of my life. So for me to look at my mom naked was like, oh, you got boobs.
When will I have those? Well, the point of me bringing this up,
and I think that's the part of it is we don't talk about it.